Alrighty, so we're going to be doing a tutorial on how to work Adobe InDesign 2021. Alright, so first you're going to obviously want to open up your program, and then following that we're going to do create new. Okay, we're going to go up to print, this is my preferred method, letter, and we're going to go to landscape orientation. And as you can see I have preview on, so we can actually preview right there. We have our width, our height, pages we're starting with 1, margins we're going to do 0.5 inches, and bleed. Bleed is good for if you're printing. If you were going to get something trimmed, it would protect it from having any like extra white if it was a color. So we can turn bleed on. I usually just do 0.125, and we are good to start. And as you can see, there's the bleed line. So here is our first page. So first thing we're going to want to do is go up to Windows, and you will go to Workspace and just make sure Essentials. And that'll just make sure that yours looks exactly like mine. Alright, so InDesign is very similar in many ways to the other Adobe programs, and especially like Illustrator, which we just used. Of course, V is going to be your selection tool, or escape, text, the pen tool, rectangle, again same. The only difference with this X is just that it's designated for an image versus just a regular box for like text, but we'll get to that in a moment. We have our properties, also I guess faster way than Windows, I'm just used to that from the older programs. Is this right here. It's classic, but I like just Essentials. Alright, so we have our first page. Okay, to add a second page, it's very simple. Just go to Pages right here on this tab. You're going to right click and then Insert Pages. So we can do insert before, after, at start of document, so we're just going to do after. And hit OK. Alright, so this is our first page, and this is our second. And then again, we can just add another one right here, insert pages. Alright, and as you can see, it's combined right here. So this would be if you were to print it out in a book, or to like have a portfolio like this. And you could also, when we go to export it, you can make it so it's not like that, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Alright, so first to do our cover, we are going to do just something super basic and simple. Come over here to the tool. We're going to do Ellipse, and like before we talked about, hold down Shift to keep it perfect circle, and we'll just do this. And you can see this is still the shape tool, so make sure you just hit V to unselect. We are going to center that. Perfect. Go to Properties, and then we are going to do Import File. Okay, these load for a second. Okay, so we're going to use our chair logo. Alright, so something to know about InDesign is that there's a couple ways of doing these shapes. So first, you can see it's kind of zoomed in weird. So move this, but now if I grab this, it's the box is kind of reddish brown around it. That's moving the image. So see how that didn't right there? But if we touch this, it's going to select that. So if you tap that once, we're going to be working that. And you can zoom out that. But what I like to do is if you right click, then you go to fitting. fit frame proportionally. So that's going to fit the image to the frame, where this will fit content proportionally inside of the frame as well. So you can just do that. And there we go. So another really awesome tool is if you hit W. I think we went over this in Illustrator, but if you hit W, it's going to preview what it will look like when it's done. So here we have just our logo. On, off. I actually like to work in this space a lot, just because you can kind of see what it's going to look like exactly when it's done. So instead of having just a white background, I would like to have a colored background. So we are going to rectangle tool, and we're going to make it about this size. So V, and then you can just adjust. We're going to make ours just a little bit bigger. About right. Okay. Just make sure it's selected. Fill here. And we are going to make it. Let's try blue. All right, cool. Then hit V and then right click. Then we're going to arrange and send to back. And let's go back up to here. And again, just like in Illustrator, we could definitely go and get custom colors, but I'm just going to something pretty basic for this one. Let's see. Like that. Let's try. Let's do this. And then we'll try to turn the opacity down. This one. Yeah, we'll do that. Give with an even number. We'll do 40. Okay. All right. Looking pretty good. So also what we can add to this front cover is our name. That's helpful. So you can just hit text. I'm going to hit W real quick so you can see the text box a little bit easier. So the text box is a little bit different as far as Illustrator. We aren't able to just pull the corner to size up the text. We have to manually input it. So we'll just put my name here. Sure, then we'll do dash spring 2021. Okay, and then let's upsize this. So I highlighted it, and we'll upsize it to 16. Okay, so select out, V, reselect, and there we go. We don't want it to not fit. Also, if you just do this and you try to change the font, it is not going to work. So what you have to do is select it all. That actually might have worked for me. And I saved this one just because I was in the mood to use this one. You can use any font, of course, that you would like. Alright, so we'll just bring this. Alright. This is what I mean by using the W to kind of feel out for it. Alright, that it's a little bit too bold, so triple click that. Let's do that. I'm actually just going to go in here and let's turn the tint down to like 70. Yeah, I like that. It's a little bit more subtle. Okay, cool. All right, so we're going to go to pages right here because pages, and you can see that we have these guys right here. So I want to continue on with the theme of this border. So we are going to use Options or Alt if you're using PC. Hold that down, select, and we can drag. And we're just going to center that. And we are going to just center this side as well. Okay, so if you were doing a book that was like bound, you could definitely overlap the color and overlap images, which looks really, really nice. But in case you're not doing that, you can just also keep these separated. Looks nice as well. Okay. So a lot of, if you were doing a book, a lot of people, or even without a book, a lot of people will do a bio section, just kind of a little bit about themselves. And I've been seeing a lot of portfolios, actually, people will be doing even some of their work experience and things like that. So for this, we are just going to, we're just going to do a little bit about me page. So I'm going to take this one because we're going to be adding an image, and I will add, we'll do about this size right there. We'll turn W on so we can see. Go up to properties, import file, and we're just going to take a picture here. I'm going to right select, fitting, fit proportionally, and I'd like that zoomed in a little bit. Cool. All right. Obviously not a professional headshot, but we get the idea. Center that. Okay. Perfect. And let's add a little visual interest. So I'm going to hold down Options there and take this, double click. And now you can see that we are on the image itself. I'm going to hit delete. And then I'm going to click on the edge. And I'm going to convert to a shape. So that's no longer, let's do it there. Okay, and then we're going to add a stroke and make it black. Perfect. And then I'm going to tell the photo, right click and arrange just like we did before in Illustrator and bring to front. And if we hit W, we can see we kind of have like this little framed look. So I'm also going to take this and I'm going to turn the opacity down to 70, just kind of as we've kind of been going with that theme. And then add some visual interest, and then we're going to right click this background real quick. And we're going to hit lock, and then we're going to do the same with this, just so we can't touch it or change it and it stops moving on us. I'm going to take this shape right here. Actually, let's take text shape, and then if you are in the text box, you can help fill with placeholder text. And we're just going to delete this, and now we have some placeholder text just to that. And so that's just a simple way you can do a little about me page, and you could definitely leave that one blank. Okay, so let's add a page number. So we can just that, and let's add a page. We'll make this page number 2. I'll just make sure that it is in our selected font, and 12 actually seems like a good size. And if we right click right here, we can text frame options, and we can actually have it aligned with the center. Hit OK. And so this will just stay centered now. Oops. Let's try that again. Oh, okay, that way. So we're good. Okay, so let's pop that right there. up just a little bit. Okay, perfect. And there is our page number. All right, so we are going to go up to pages. And what we're going to do, since we have both these selected, we are going to go down to duplicate spread. Now we do this, the cool thing, we will have this, which we won't need. But we have our page number already. And we can just change that to 4. And good as new. All right, so let's get in on designing a portfolio page more. So let's take this shape right here. We'll add a title block. So do that. And we'll go to properties, fill. Let's make it paperweight for now. Actually, let's delete that. Click this, and we'll hold down our options or alt to copy. Okay, and we're gonna just size it down a little bit and lock corners there. And let's make this, let's see. Okay, so let's add some text, and we will call this the Williams house. LV. Okay. Let's make this, again, we'll use our font. And just go in and move it so it looks best to us. Okay. And change the opacity down to 70 for that. Cool. Right, and now let's add some images in here. We can adjust that after. Oops. Actually, one of these images. So we'll take here, and then we'll do one here, and you can see it disappeared again. W, we can see it. So let's change this one down here. Let's import some images. Okay, so we're going to import file. Take this image, and then we can go back and adjust it after. Import file. We'll use this one. Okay, so I am going to select this. Then I'm going to go to fitting, fit content, or fill frame proportionally. There we go. And then this one, proportionally. Okay. And I like viewing this like this when we're working with it. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Let's bring that out here. And then we're gonna just select this again and Now see how there's some room there. So if we do frame proportionally, it's going to zoom in a little bit. Then we select this, double click. Okay, and I just like things lined up, so maybe we'll pull this down a little bit. Just have a clean line. Okay, we'll move this way a little bit, just so we're creating equal gaps on both sides. It just looks a little bit nicer. Perfect. Okay, and let's add a text box here so we can talk about the project. All right, and then we're just going to go down to fill placeholder text. Perfect. And then on this side, we are going to take, we'll copy this, all our options, bring this down, and hold down Shift. Just make a smaller version. Now, for the letters, or for the shapes, will go there, but for the letters, we're going to have to go in and change it down quite a bit. 19 and about like that. So actually, before we did that, I should probably change the text to select out, hit V, select this text box, and bring it this way. Okay, so let's take both these. This, so we can move it around easily. Okay, so let's add some inspiration. And then we'll duplicate spread. Perfect. Okay. All right, and then we got 4, and then we're gonna turn. Ooh. Now we'll make this 6. Perfect. Okay, and as you can see, it's continuing to stay locked for these. So we are going to copy this. Oops. Okay. We'll use one over here too. And then I'm going to take this one as well. Oops. Forgot that one's not a group, so I'm going to select everything, options. Take this. Perfect. But for this, we're actually going to take her properties, and let's bring it down to, say, 30 points. Okay. Select V. And we're just going to bring this in right there. And we're also going to bring this in. That. So double check. Looks about right. Cool. And so let's change this right here. We're going to make this the plan view. And let's see. Bring this back just. Oh, we'll keep it the same. I think it looks good. Okay, let's take this. Do Control G to group. Keep it grouped down here. And let's add cool. Now I could add a layer under this, like a white or something, but I kind of like it the way it looks. So the plan view, and then for this one, let's do okay, and because these are not construction documents, I'm not worrying too much about scale. A super ton. That, and then I'm just gonna copy this, go select this, and I know I can bring this in because it's not as long. And this one, I can do the same thing because they're on the same sheet. All right, and here you go. A very simple, easy way to do a portfolio, and I hope that this gave you some good tips and tricks, and that made the process a little less daunting. So the last thing we're going to want to do is we are going to want to save this because we worked very hard. So save as, and we're just going to save this as port 2. Okay, save that first. And then we're going to go down to File and Export. So I like to export this as a PDF print. So, okay. All right, so here's a couple things. So if you wanted this to export the way it looks Now, with the pages touching, like so, you would do spread. Okay, it doesn't matter if you do single pages or two continuum facing. I usually do that if that's what I want to do. But if you're doing spread, they're going to be exported like that. So we'll do two. So we'll do one with a spread so we can see. And I usually you don't really have to bother with any of these. I just leave them as is. So we hit export. And it's background task right now. And then we will go down to export, and I'll show you if they were to be individual. So we'll make this port 3, save, and then we'll do pages and layout. This is single page. Okay, and then export that. Alright, so we were going to look real quick, see if the Finder has it available to see. Alright, so they have the original. So we're going to cancel because it wants to always open in Illustrator. Alright, so preview. Alright, and like I said, also, look at that logo. Not too shabby. Okay. And here it is. If you would have it in book format, it looks a little blurry, but if you zoom in, there you go. Be just fine. Okay. Cancel and port 3. So I open this with Previewer. Alright. And obviously this is a blank page with this. And there's the single page view. And there you go. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you learned a lot, and good luck on your future portfolios. Thank you.